They need to give all their access and their time to their client. But what's actually happens is you end up hurting them that way. It doesn't serve them well. When you give someone their access, you actually encourage more implementation on their side, because it's like, okay, this 1 week, I'm gonna make sure I get the most out of it. You guys can steal this at any point, and this is exactly what you guys can use for your coaching programs. The whole goal with a true coaching business is that your job at the end is only to record content, not edit it, not script it, not come up with it, just film it, and people are buying from you. That's exactly what we want to do here. But they forget two major things. 1 and 2. All right, so we're back. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, give some background on you and the business that you have for the viewers watching.
Mario, 2 Mexicans Junk Removal, here in Houston. We've built our reputation over the past 3.5 years. Social media is one of our biggest lead sources. I'll say that much.
Cool, for sure. And so kind of exploring the whole coaching scene and what that looks like. I know we've gone over a couple of these things, some of the foundations here, but just to go over those again, what does our ideal client look like for a coaching?
Ideal client would be somebody who is looking to hit that 10K mark for a month, or somebody who is looking to grow their social media influence for their service-based business.
So let's say current and maybe like people starting off, so aspiring service-based business owners. So, and that's something that you're confident to, right? Is not helping just junk removal companies, but service-based business owners in general. All the methods translate.
Yep. As long as somebody's helping out a person, we can help them to grow their social media.
Sweet. Cool. And so that, now that we know like who we're actually helping, what about demographic wise? Is there any common traits that you've seen with these types of people? Typical age, gender, those things?
I would say the people who definitely excel are those who can get past the fear of what other people think. Because at the end of the day, the people who are either commenting or not liking people's posts are the individuals who, when you succeed, will be desiring to be in your position. And so they're not going to pay your bills either. So
yeah,
I say the people who succeed the most are the ones who can get over their fears the quickest.
Got it. Okay. So I guess we'll say like bold business owners. Then do you see kind of like a trait or a theme, a pattern as far as like the age or the gender with those types of people that you help?
I think what I've seen is you can be in your 50s to your early 20s. I see it being successful for anyone who was willing to put on the camera, pick up a microphone, and talk to it.
Perfect. Awesome. Cool. And I know what you do is really different. A lot of people, they do different methods of how they've grown their business. And so looking at these types of people though that we help, people looking to hit 10K a month, grow their social, current aspiring service-based business owner, are these people easy to target?
Yeah, they're definitely easy to target, because think about it. How many people are, not even how many people, for you, for example, how often do you pick up your phone and you scroll? Every single day, multiple hours a day. And this is now an opportunity for you to reach your ideal client.
And then also, do these people right here have a big pain and problem that you can actually solve?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're not making the money that they want, and they're looking at other people desiring to be like them. Yeah. And that's something that we can definitely help out.
Yeah. And then last but not least, right, they're targetable, they have a big problem. Do these people have buying power? Can they actually afford your help?
Yeah, they can definitely afford it. It's nothing outrageous. I mean, think about how often we spend on eating out. Like, if you're eating out every single day, or if you're stopping at the gas station to get snacks, you can afford our help.
Yeah, for sure. Something that actually going to make you more money.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now let's get into how you actually help them. You can cover kind of what we've thought about, and then I'll give you an idea of like what we're going to do moving forward.
Okay.
Let's talk about, I know you've helped a lot of other people. They've reached out to you, even just like some free value. What kind of help have you been able to give those type of people?
Well, most people, they just want to take a couple pictures of a job that they've done, or they just want to, scan past things real quick and then just put a song over it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. That's where you get stuck in, 200 view jail.
Yeah.
And I've been able to help people get, tens to hundreds of thousands of views simply by telling them what they need to change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. So more coaching and telling them what to do, not recording it for them or anything.
Yeah, not recording it,
Okay.
just pointing them in the right direction, showing them what has been some of the leading causes for our videos getting so much traction.
Perfect. Okay. And what is that usually, like that communication that you guys have so far? What is that? Is that over messages? Are you hopping on calls with them?
I've hopped on a couple of phone calls with people, but for most of these people, they've either DM'd me in, Instagram or Facebook and give them a quick voice message and tell them, hey, do this, don't do that, or change this about your videos. And it's been some of the things that have happened the most.
For sure. For sure. Okay, cool. And so if we're packaging that into something that, we can structure in how you're helping them, right? But not overbearing where it's distracting from the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or too much going on with all the other clients that you have. What that looks like, right, is this is just a rough draft here, but maybe like one weekly one-on-one call or even one bi-weekly one-on-one. So that way we're protecting, setting expectations, not giving them too much access, but enough access to actually get the result they're looking for to make 10K, right?
Mm-hmm.
That right there is good. Another thing you want to do with this type of audience service-based business owners, right, is really powerful will be to build the community inside of the program as well, right?
Gotcha.
And so like the easiest way to do that would be maybe it's one, maybe it's 2 weekly group calls, right? I know that you've invested into yourself and different things. What does that kind of look like with the same demographic, like service-based business owner?
Normally it's a weekly phone call, and I've been able to get information that is going to help me as far as running my ads, as far as communicating, the pain points to my target audience.
Yeah.
Anybody that may call me to do a job. Mm-hmm. And so those are the things that have helped me. And I will say that in the past, 8 months or so, I've gained 10,000 followers following this method of, growing Instagram.
Do you feel like with those programs that you've been a part of, that you've gotten the help that you've needed with the given amount of calls and access?
Yeah, definitely. With the one phone call a week as a group, and then being able to reach out here and there to get a few tips, definitely has helped me.
Yeah. See, and that's a misconception a lot of people have. That's why I bring that up, is they think that, they need to give all their access and their time to their clients. But what's actually happens is you end up hurting them that way. It doesn't serve them well because then they think it's all about the little minute task or questions throughout the thing, compared to when you give someone their access, you actually encourage more implementation on their side. They're going to take it more seriously because it's like, okay, this 1 week, I'm going to make sure I get the most out of it. Right. And so that's kind of what something like this would be set up, right? It's either one bi-weekly or one monthly one-on-one, right? Something that's special. It shows that it's exclusive access to you.
Yeah.
And then even, like maybe support, like messaging support, right? Where you get back to them during that day, right? If it's late, you get back to them the next day. Later, of course, we'll talk about having like a CSM or a coach in there that kind of helps with making sure all the clients are happy too. But something like that's very low load for you, and you're still able to deliver the type of value they need to get to their outcome.
Gotcha.
Right. So that's what that looks like. And you guys can steal this at any point, and this is exactly what you guys can use for your coaching programs. Now, when we look at this, how do you make money in all of this? What are we charging them? What are your
I don't even have a price in mind yet,
Yeah.
I know that my time is valuable, and I know the things that I offer to people are even more valuable to them because it speeds them up past, failing here, failing there,
Right.
spending time.
Yeah.
And it gets them past to all of that because all the knowledge that's in here is coming out of my mouth on those calls.
Yeah. Yeah. You've invested into things. What have those types of programs cost?
My first one was $1,000. My second one was $10,000. And I will say $1,000 got me moving. $10,000 got me running. And so
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. And so looking back now, after how far you've come, after investing into yourself and how much it's been able to speed up that process and grow things for you, if you could go back in time, right? Because you want to make sure you're not putting anyone in the hole, but also want to make sure you're showing the value of it.
Yeah.
If you would go back in the time and someone had the same thing to offer, what would you be willing to pay them for this type of support?
Yeah, $5,000 to $10,000 is like gets me past everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. And so that's what we can go with, right? Is like we could get some more solid into numbers, but just that alone, having a 5 to 10K offer, right? Maybe like the 5K is 3 months of support, right? And then the 10K is a 6 months of support. And so what you have is it's promote this type of timeline promotes them to be able to be more proactive, to implement what they have, right? What about, we talked about this too, but like your most successful clients too? Because the big thing too, a lot of people don't understand in coaching is like, it doesn't just stop there. It's not like they pay you 5K, 10K, and that's it. You want to maximize the lifetime value, right? And what is a way you see that you can help them or provide additional support even after the matter to those like top clients, those top students?
Well, I think what I can offer to the top clients is I have all the framework and success in my videos and my messaging structure in the DMs. Like those are the things that they will forever be changing, because as time progresses, people will copy and do the same thing over and over again. And as I am continually evolving, they'll have access to the things that are always changing and always, leading to success.
Cool. Perfect. So then as an upsell, right? Let's say someone goes through the program, they get the result they're looking for. If you've done a good enough job, if they're happy with the results, they'll be more than happy to pay you. And all you have to do is ask or offer something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, they'll run their coaching programs and they'll get great results, record the testimonial, everything, but they forget two major things. One, they forget to ask for referrals. And two, they forget to offer something that will help them with their next stage. Because the thing is as you grow your business, there's newer things you learn.
Yeah.
And so now you can, when they were down here and now you just took a step up, you can help someone else take a step up.
Gotcha.
Right. And so that's something we'll talk about too as well. Usually that's something you could actually charge more expensive, because now they've seen the value. They've already worked with you. They're happy with the results. And so they don't mind paying a premium service because they know it. Right. Cool. And where do you find, that brings us to the next thing, right? Now we have a clear understanding on who we help, how we help them, how we make money, right? Now, where do we actually find these types of clients, these types of people?
Okay. Well, I'll say same way that people are probably watching this video is online, right? It's either going to be YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, because that's where people are watching. That's where people are consuming information. And when you put out the help, people will start reaching out.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Right. And so this right here would be like the organic side of things.
Yeah.
Is making sure how you've done even with like the business, building a brand around this business. Right. Posting the YouTube, giving the value. Same thing with the Instagram and the Facebook. What about paid? Have you thought about any like paid avenues as well?
Like Google, or what example?
Not necessarily Google, right? What we use the most and what's most profitable for like our clients is Meta.
Okay.
And so you're familiar with Meta, but running even like ads, right? Once you have the same, it's actually the same exact thing you're doing already, but you build a strong organic, you build a strong profile, a good funnel. And then on top of that, it's like adding fuel to the fire with the paid.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, right? It's at the end of the day, it's still a business and it works the exact same way. And so that's what the paid wants to do. A lot of people that try to do the organic only, post 20 times a day, right? Like go viral, and they think, but what happens is now your business, it is dependent on going viral.
Yep.
Right. Whereas if you go viral a couple of times, you build a really good brand that people will continue to, connect with. Now you could have paid, and it's kind of like a pay to win.
Yeah.
And so that's where we can get into Meta. We actually have a YouTube video on this too. You can watch it. It's on the channel, of how we get leads using Meta with AI as well. But that's how we can find them. Now, how do we sell to them? I don't think we've talked about this yet, But having the sales team in place, the funnels, the marketing and everything, I'll share with you what we'll do for that. But what ideas do you have just so far?
Well, I know from when I've booked calls, right, to get help,
Yeah.
there's always somebody who sets up the appointment,
Yep.
and there's somebody who hops on, gives all the information of what they've been able to do, and they close the job. They pretty much try to close the sale. So I know that there would have to be a setter. I know that there would have to be a closer. And some of those I may have to do for myself. But I know setting the appointment and closing the deal, just like what we do, setting up that estimate and getting out there and closing the deal
Yeah.
is going to be some of the same processes to be able to do this.
For sure, yeah. And this is good because again, it's not when we get even to like team members. I didn't add it here, but I can add in now is, for example, this, right? The team members that are gonna be necessary for this, because you don't want to run like this one man show and try to do it yourself, because it's not how business works. That's not how you grow, right? And so like team members for this, sure, you can run the ads yourself. At scale, you want to get a media buyer, someone whose sole job is to do that. They're an expert at that. Same thing with organic, right? We can have the greatest understanding of content, have a good base, but then is it worth it to script your own ideas, come up with all those things when you have your own business still? And it makes more sense to just film the content and send it, right? So that's where you get like an editor, right? Not spending our time editing. That takes a lot of time, right? Mm-hmm. And then even like later down the line, if needed, like a creative director. This concept is great because, again, now you're operating a real business where you have players, you have the team that run the entire thing for you. The whole goal with a true coaching business is that your job at the end is only to record content, not edit it, not script it, not come up with it, just film it.
Yeah.
Because you're the face and people are buying from you. And 2, coaching, right? If needed. But then, of course, you at scale, you get other coaches, head coaches to help you as well with that. Gotcha. That's how lean you want it. Same thing with how you sell to them, right? Now we have the team members. So setter, closer, those close the deals, right? And then also with like the marketing and the funnel side of things, usually on top of that too, you have a like automations guy. So this is like a VA. Right. They're the one that goes back instead of you trying to figure out how to connect this landing page and this video to this calendar and all these different things, right? That sure, you can take the time to figure it out, or you could pay someone offshores to do it for you.
You gotcha.
Now that we understand how we're selling to them, right? Coming through using these types of platforms, organic, paid, and maybe we're posting like a story sequence. Now a bunch of leads are booking calls through that. We don't want to be the ones now answering all these crazy amounts of DMs, missing them, being late to them, right? Or missing those bookings, trying to close deals while we're also running the business, right? Smarter to have the team that does that for you. Next is, how do we actually fulfill for our clients? So where are we hosting the program based off what you've seen and like how you would want to do things? Yeah, where are we hosting the program and what does that look?
So being able to fulfill pre-recorded by me, the processes in which I've been able to either run my meta ads, the structures in which we, place a hook, the visuals, the audio, all of those things behind the video, being able to have all of these things already pre-recorded, to be able to have these individuals really just watch them and learn. And then when they need the assistance, being able to help them, they can first create a couple videos themselves and then send them over to us. And then we help them to understand what it is that they're missing. Yeah. Or, and point out the good things or the.
Yeah. And even better, right? Because again, we want to protect our time. We want to limit access. Is instead of them even bringing their recordings or content to you, you just use them as an example on the call. You bring it to the group call, someone raise their hands and you say, okay, cool. What's your thing? And what you'll find is all the questions that everyone else had just got answered by that one person's example.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay. The pre-recorded modules, that's super good too, because again, you hop in the group calls, they ask a question. What do you tell them? You tell them, oh yeah, check out module B, lesson 1.
Yeah.
right? And that's how you know you're building a good product where you don't have to be involved, right? Maybe they think, oh, they're going to get their problem fixed by speaking directly to you, but they care about the outcome, right? What's the most efficient way to do that? Is it to speak with you? No. The best way is to give them what they're looking for, give them the information and help them to implement it, right? Now, people have different options or like platforms that they'll do for this based off the type of people we're working with, right? Options would be like Discord, Slack, or Skool.
Yeah.
What do you see being the biggest fit for something like this?
Skool, because you're gonna be able to see the videos. They're gonna be able to click through the modules and have all the pre-recorded information.
Perfect. Yeah, Skool is the best for that. Like if it is very course heavy, right, or has modules, then Skool is a really easy way. It also has the ability to like gamify it, so you track what's being done or not. You can look and see who's actually active in it. Yeah. So Skool for modules and accountability as well. Cool. And then right, kind of I'll add this in here again as well, is we just talked about it a little bit earlier too, but after someone gets the result, what are the two things that we're getting from them after they get a result?
Being able to continually give them updated information on what's working and what's not.
Yep.
And then being able to give them, hey, I don't know.
No, you're good. So upsell for the first one, and then the other one is your testimonial and referral.
Gotcha. Oh, so okay.
So that's important because think about it. Someone's happy. They're on this high. They hit 10K a month or whatever their goal is working with you.
Yeah.
So boom, that's the perfect time to get the testimonial and referral for them because they're happy with the results. And then that's also the right time to upsell them into, something where they can get more support because they've seen the value and they already have that momentum. They're already ready to keep growing, keep scaling.
Gotcha.
Right. Now let's get into goal in 6 months. How we're actually executing this 6 months from now. First, let's talk about like impact. What is a goal you have in mind for how many people we can help or something of that sort?
In the next 6 months? I mean, I would like to help at least 10 people,
That's easy. Yeah. Let's up it even more, right? Because let's say we're helping like, a good handful of clients every month.
Yeah.
Right. And getting referrals. What do you think in 6 months if we're reaching higher?
Different 50 people.
That's good. Right? Because that gives us right there 6 months, handful of clients every month. We can help 50 service-based owners. Cool. Right. And what about like financially? If we're selling it at like that 5K or 10K ticket price, what would 50 service clients be?
250,000.
Nice. $250,000. Good. That right there, right? So 250K in 6 months. Good. No, definitely doable, right? With the right systems, with the right team and everything. Now that we understand what we're shooting for, are there any problems that you foresee would actually stop you or things that you're maybe unsure of what to do in those?
I think the only thing that would stop me is building a team, having the closer, the setter, and then just really the team to start building out Skool and recording all the modules to be able to give to people. Yeah. And there being an actual SOP.
For sure. Cool. Well, let's fix it now so that way it doesn't end up stopping us. Is we'll have that's what you're getting with us is we have the entire team, right? We have the sales team already. I got them ready and set to go for you. Same exact thing with the funnels, the automations, and then also someone to help you with all of the content, right? Because we're working done for you. All of that's completely taken care of. And again, our goal is so that all you do is literally just the content and just the coaching, and that's it. Right? Money just spawns in your bank account, just spawns into the accounts. That's what we want. I do have actually a surprise too, because like I said, just really goes in line with this about having the team. Let me pull it up here. Boom, there it is. All right, so check it out. I haven't shown you this. I wanted it to be a surprise, but we actually went ahead and we already built out the funnel. We already scripted out the videos and everything. And so for you can see anywhere where there's this stuff now that we found as a placeholder. We could go ahead and start filming the content, get the ads running, and really just launch. And so as you can see, we'll just run through real quick. Current inspiring junk removal businesses. We can even change that to service-based business, knowing that we can help them. You're one step away from learning how to build a predictable 6-figure business without Google ads. And that's something that you talked about too. And so Step 1 of 2, they're going to watch the video. This is what you call like your VSL. The number one thing to know when someone clicks and they're interested, either it's for them or it's not for them. So that we're not getting any BS calls, booked to the calendar or anything. That brings us to the next thing, right? Is I'll put your calendar in here, but scheduling their business audit where they're hopping on and it's framed as a business audit. Really, it's a sales call, but we want to show them that we're trying to help, right? And they'll get the hint that like, okay, if they want it, then they'll buy.
Yeah.
After booking in, that's where the sales team, again, they're on it within that 5 minutes. They're reaching out to them. They're confirming their call. They're sending them any resources and getting them excited for the actual call coming up, right? The closer is also introducing himself and forming that connection to make sure that they actually show up. Once that happens, to even get them more support and bought in is this pre-call checklist that we have. So it says here, success, you're booked. And we give them steps to do before the call. And this is things that they're already here on this page. We're already dialing them, maybe even before they're done with the steps. But step 1 is watching their confirmation video, telling them, hey, congrats, your call's booked. Looking forward to talk to you. There's some steps on this page. Go ahead and make sure you go through those.
Gotcha.
Next thing, they're watching their offer breakdown, right? And so this is mine right here. We'll put yours. But this right here is where you go ahead and explain what it's actually like working with 2 Mexicans, right? What type of support they're getting, making sure that it's exactly what they were looking for, the type of support and the outcome from it, right?
Okay.
So setting expectations, that's huge. The next thing is confirming their call, right? Because just because they booked on their side doesn't mean they're going to show up. So we want to make sure on their side they're saying yes to the sender, because that's going to give us the ability to blast them with a bunch of emails, a bunch of testimonials, and a bunch of resources to build trust before they even hop on the call.
Gotcha.
You ever find like a good TV show and you start binging it after that first couple episodes?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want to do here.
Okay.
Is they find us, even if it was from a cold ad, right? But your funnel is so good, profile is so good, and we've given them so much value, in the day before their call and between that time period that they feel like they've known you forever. And then last but not least here, or 2 steps before the last thing, is getting their questions answered. And so here, watch the videos below, get any remaining questions answered. If you have any more, they can DM you on Instagram, right? And so this is a great way where even maybe like they're really serious, you might even be able to close through the DMs. You might not even need a sales call, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what some of the best clients are able to do. On top of that too, is these are serving as like FAQs. What they really are, though, is they're pre-handling objections. And so things that would be reasons why they wouldn't buy are being answered right here, so they can't use those type of objections or excuses to not get that.
Okay.
So what results can I realistically expect? Again, setting expectations, that's number 1. I've never ran a business. Can I really do this? Maybe it's their first time doing that. You give them an insight. You say, hey, I was there once too. I had never ran a business and I was able to do it in XYZ time. Right?
Gotcha.
You're telling their story. I don't have a huge audience. Will this work? Same thing, right? You started from zero. There was a time where you didn't have the big brand and the big following. So showing them it's really easy. You can do that as well. How do you guys actually help with content? I'm worried content will distract from my current methods, right? What if I'm not camera ready or good at content? All the things that maybe would be worries in the back of their mind.
Okay.
Giving them the answers or the trust and security that they need even before they show up. And then last but not least too, load them up with testimonials. And so how he took X to Y in his first month with Z, right? Just put in all the case studies and the proof. So that way, again, they know it's not your first rodeo and they know they're in good hands.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
Cool. Well, let's crush it. Super excited for you. And let's crush these goals.
Yep.